All right, Jodi. So the first thing I want to ask you is if I have permission, I just press record. If I have permission to record you and use your testimony, is that cool?
Yes. Yes.
So, Jodi, would you be willing to just tell everybody like what your background is, what you do, all the amazing things about you, and while my dog is howling in the back, that's just
Well, I'm a mother of 5 children, single mom of 5. Just started a new business called VK Detail, which all of my children are involved, some more than others. Started about a year and a half ago. Um, it's had its challenges, but through the coaching, I'm navigating all those bumps in the road and getting a little more confident in my business owning skills. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now.
okay. And so, because like I know you, have you ever been involved in any type of coaching?
No, I haven't. None.
Okay. So I'm curious about that. Like, what did you think about coaching? Because like it's a big deal now. Everybody's a coach. Like get a coach, mental health coach, mindset coach, nutrition coach. What was your thought about coaching?
I'm going to be honest. When I think of coaching, I think of me coaching because I was a personal trainer, still personal train. And so my mindset was always helping other people get to where they want to be. Um, Sadly, I think, well, what do I need to learn? What, when you're good in one area or a few areas, you think you're good at everything. And I had to come to the realization I'm not good at running business. I've never done this before. I am like a child learning how to walk. And so I had to get over the mindset I need to be taught. I need to have a coach in my life to take me by the hand and to train me. Okay, this is what you need to do next. This is how you do it. This is how you overcome this. And so it was difficult for me. And I know that probably sounds crazy that I needed coaching.
Well, what do you think that is? I don't think it's difficult. I think that anybody who's had an amount of success in one area will want to translate the steps in that area to another area and go, oh, got a success here in my physical body, knowing how to help people transform their bodies. I can do this. I can just translate those steps. So what do you think that is about us that does that?
For me, I think it's pride. Ugh. Thinking you know more than you do and being able to genuinely listen. You can take in information, but to let it really get in and go, I need this. This is an area that I am weak in. I need help. I need to grow in this. And I think for most people, that's challenging. You can go through the steps and go, yeah, got it. But to really look at yourself and go, oh, I'm weak. I need help. That is very humbling and painful at times.
I agree. It reminds me of Isaiah 40. It says, to those who have no might, God increases strength. But
Mhm.
really, like what you're saying is just making me think that if I don't admit that I don't have any might, then God can't increase the strength.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
should be like, will having some awareness.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what do you think you experienced? Because we've talked about a few things. We talked about like our roles when we did the worksheet, and then overcome like how our pain is part of our purpose, and the accountability and the mastermind. What do you think you've really learned throughout this process so far?
Again, I kind of like to wing it in life. I to have a real strict, guideline and do this really makes me kind of want to jump out of my skin. So when you talked about transformation, I have it right here. transformation, the Holy Spirit, action, reinforcement. You said we're very aware of transformation, awareness, but the action and the reinforcement. I like to do a lot of action, get real busy doing what I think I need to do, but the reinforcement, has been someone going, "What'd you do today? What are you going to do by the end of the week?" I'm like, "Well, I don't want to tell you." Because then I have to do it. So, and that is the area I'm going, oh, now I have to make sure this is done. And deadlines, oh, I don't like deadlines, but having deadlines, having, the reinforcement of people coming around you going, did you do it? What are you going to do? That is exactly what I needed.
That's interesting because you're disciplined, like physically. So then I could see why someone would say, "Oh, I'm actually good. I don't need that reinforcement for the transformation."
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think the spiritual aspect plays into it?
Oh, it's everything. I know there's a lot of coaching around that doesn't include spirituality, God, and I couldn't do that because I really everything I want to know and believe and follow is found in the Word of God. So knowing that this was Christian faith based, everything coming from the Word, principles from the Word, to me is everything. I wouldn't have done it personally if it wasn't. So that's just me.
What do you think you learn from the different sessions and being in there with women?
Of course, the wall. Yeah, the wall is huge. I have now told everyone about the wall, and everyone can relate. Not understanding how this cycle works, now we can go, oh, it's the wall. And, going through that process, now understanding um, huge transformation can come from that if you take the time to get in there and look around and dig around. I think that's the hardest thing for people is small to great, hitting minor challenges in life to huge tragedy. Is what do I do? And really it is a time to go in and reflect on what you truly believe, what you're made of, your relationship with God. Um, what am I going to do from here on out? Uh, Getting around people who can help you. That's the process in life. Okay, now I need help. This is too big for me to overcome. Getting around a great support system and helping you guide you through the painful, hard, challenging, problems of life. And so, yeah, that was an eye opener for me.
Yeah, and for people who are watching, the wall is just something that everybody experiences. We talk about that in the coaching program and how your pain is really a part of your purpose. If you, I remember you saying, Jodi, if you allow it to be, because you said in your personal wall, like you made a decision to get better,
Yeah.
to do everything that you could. And then we also have the mastermind. So what do you think the mastermind did for you personally?
Oh, being around other women. I love the questions. Kind of puts you on the spot. uh, just getting so many perspectives about what you're going through, getting that help you need. And nothing like this support group. Having ideas that you never even thought of coming from areas, you know, I loved all the backgrounds of everyone. So they all came from their unique perspectives. And so I'm just writing frantically about everyone's ideas. And so, yeah, that was just great. Great.
And it's kind of neat just talking about different issues that we have as women in a mastermind. One of the things that I noticed is that we're not alone. Like we're all experiencing some of the same issues to the same degree, like trying to manage your family issues while trying to build your business.
Wow.
Because that's the
Yes.
thing. Or while you're trying to write your book. Or
Yes.
while you're trying to elevate your career is what one of the biggest things that unites us all is because everybody has a family and there are just different things that can be like that cannot suck up your energy if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Hearing you're not alone is the most beautiful thing in the world, because when you think no one else is going through this, no one has 5 kids. You may have 2, but I have 5, so you don't know what I'm going through.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And so you think when you're going through it, you think it's the hardest thing anyone's ever faced, and no one works as hard as I do. And but then you get around other women, it's like, oh wow, they're working real hard too. They're going through some serious difficulties too. So you go, oh, okay. And they handle it differently than I do. I mean, I've had some challenges with some children, and coming around these women that go, have you looked at it this way? You know, asking those questions that need to be asked. And you just go, oh, wow, I've never thought, because you only think the way you think. And to get an outside perspective and wisdom of, oh, maybe I should handle this differently or try to do it differently, it really is helpful.
You mean I'm not perfect?
Oh,
I,
I
I'm
want
just
to think I am.
thinking about I'm thinking about the last conversation we had, and it was very insightful. Not to go through all the details, but just dealing with family issues and just getting the different perspectives about how we can take things personally.
Hmm.
Maybe I need to do a little marbles in the mouth
Mm.
and a little silent time, put myself in the corner
Oh,
instead of trying to control everything. And it's so good to just hear the other different perspectives. Now that's the family side. Now let's kind of swing over to the business side because we had a session on how to create an offer and just how you could begin to get some sales. So what did you learn and what were you going through before? And now how did that conversation help you?
this is I think the most beautiful thing of what I've learned business wise is, like I said, I can be a little scattered, and I tend to just throw things against the wall hoping something will stick. When you have that plan, to me, makes all the difference in the world. When we devised a plan, this is what you need to do, everything changed, Cherie. I mean, the when I sent that out, business, I mean, is it just no, but it's starting to roll now. I feel more momentum. And so I know a lot of people are super busy and are wondering why in the world isn't this working? But to have a detailed plan, to me, made all the difference. And I'm just going to keep doing that, using that plan. And I know that's the difference maker for me.
100%. Yeah, is there something about having a friend instead of the spray and pray?
I mean, I got to do something.
You just kind of spray and pray. I mean, hey, like that's sometimes, like that's what we do. But there is something about having a little order of operations just so you can know it's not that the plan has to stay the same. It's just that you know what's working.
Yeah.
When you spray and pray, you never get to know what's working.
Yeah.
So we talked about a lot of things, just where you're at, entrepreneur, single mom, 5 kids, 5 beautiful kids, by the way. And then just you saying, hey, like I've already had success, like I'm actually good on self-development, not really sure why this would benefit, and how you came to the realization, man, like this is really neat, having the reinforcement and the accountability for the transformation and being in a room with other women. What would you tell someone who's kind of on the fence, like, I don't know if this is like for me, or if it's going to work, or what the benefit's going to be?
I tell everyone to do it. Whether you're really on a roll, succeeding in your business, or you have a great family life, or you love Jesus, there is an area you're struggling in. There is an area guaranteed that someone feels stuck. And I know a lot of people who have success in many different areas of life. So they're like, I'm good. But there is one area, family, relationships, money, physically, that you need help in. We all need help in. And I say, go for it, because we all need a kick in the butt. We all need a good get out there and do it. And without someone doing that, you just tend to just kind of keep doing what you're doing, going around that mountain and not seeing a whole lot of change. So if there is an area where you're going, oh, I'm just not making progress, I say have some coaching in your life.
So good. Well, thank you so much, Jodi, and thank you for watching. If you're on the fence, just know that you, like Jodi said, you need a swift kick in the butt, get off the fence and get in the coaching. And really what it does is it helps you to really transform your vision into a real reality. You don't have to choose between your purpose and your family. You can step into your calling and at the same time be the person that God's called you to be in every area of your life. So
Uh,
thank you, Jodi.
you're welcome. Thank you, Cherie.